Hey everyone, welcome to our Turno tour. This is our first time in this format, so we're really excited. And please forgive us for any technical glitches or if we were a little excited. So we're really happy to be here with you. My name is Assaf. I'm a CEO and founder of Turno, and I have Brooke Sparks here, who is our amazing account manager. I'm in Honolulu. Brooks is in Florida. I'm really excited to hang out with you today. We'll just wait a couple of minutes for a few people that are still joining. Then we can start our little tour. So we have people with one property, two properties, all the way to like over 100 properties here, and some people that are very new to Turno and some people that have been using it for a week or two. So we try to accommodate everyone with their property size and how familiar they are. But the goal here is to get to know you, to have an introduction, so you know that there's a face behind the product and there's people here, and also to share best practices, share our vision, and to help you make the most of the product. So let's see. Yeah, okay. Why don't we get started? I'll share a couple of notes that I have here. So this is the Turno tour for May. We're going to keep iterating on this webinar, but this is the first time in this format, so I'm a little excited. So let's get started from the very basics. And this is kind of the founding story of Turno. I was hosting on Airbnb. The year was 2016. I thought I was getting into this passive income investment where I just put my property on Airbnb and it just makes all this money. But I forgot about the effort part of it, which was overwhelming to me. I found myself stressed, disorganized, failing to meet expectation of guests, and really kind of almost regretting getting into this. So being a software engineer and a product person, I thought maybe there's something I can do to automate and remove most of the stress and busy work out of this and kind of bring um, the Airbnb investment from the lower right quadrant to the upper right quadrant, such that it still delivers those high returns, but it is passive rather than active. And as I was iterating on this process, I came up with this conceptual system, um, which I called management by exception, which loosely means I automate everything that I can automate. I processize everything that I can. I use technology so that I don't have to do things manually and that I don't leave things to chance. Um, I delegate what I can to other people, and I only get involved when I absolutely have to. And through the years of iterating on this process, um, we've got to the point where if people are fully adopting all the features of Turno, they're just running on autopilot. Like they barely have to do anything, and we're getting them closer and closer to this kind of truly passive mode, which at least I strive to. Um, so let me break down kind of this philosophy or methodology into three things: our process, technology, and people. So we have our process, which basically is code for the things that need to happen abstractly. Like actually needs to be cleaned on every turn, what needs to be staged, um, the way that I communicate with my team, the requirements that I have, basically everything that is in your mind that you know how to do, that's the process. Now the technology is how you take all that information, all that internal knowledge, and then you put it into the tool, and then it gets automated. So if one example is our automated scheduling, you never have to communicate schedules to your cleaners. We build it in a way that puts the onus on your cleaners to accept the project rather than you pushing it to them. So when a guest books your place, we automatically generate a project to your cleaners. They confirm that they can do it, and then you only have to get involved if they can't. So we reduce 95% of, of the effort 95% of the time. The same thing with photo documentation, automatic payments, and a lot of features that we implemented in Turno that are designed to reduce the effort from you and only get you into the tool when you absolutely have to. So that's the technology piece. That's us. That's our apps. That's our software. That's our process that we've honed over the years to reduce the effort. And then it's important to note that Turno is an official Airbnb software partner. So the only cleaning tool that Airbnb trusts is Turno. So you can integrate your Airbnb account with Turno, and Airbnb will tell us everything that we need to know in order to automate this process for you. We're also integrated with all the PMSs, save a few. There's just so many of them. But definitely everyone that are major and significant. And then the people part of it is super important, is who is going to do all the work that will make it passive for you. So usually, that's the cleaning team. And we've built here in Turno a massive marketplace of cleaners all over the world. And these are people that know short-term rentals. They know what they're doing. And if you're new to this business, they're actually a great resource. So we can connect you to someone in your area, but you can also invite your existing team. So if you have someone that you know and trust, but you want to automate the process and you want to put it on autopilot and enjoy this kind of passive income style, you invite your existing team. And you can mix and match our marketplace cleaners with your existing team. You can also invite your maintenance team. You can invite the people who are helping you. A lot of people have co-hosts that help them manage. And then there's also our 24/7 live customer support, which is an industry leader, world leader, really, in human support that's available. Like averages under a minute to talk to a human. So whenever you have an issue with your property, whenever you have an issue with the product, we know how critical it is for you to get timely assistance. So we have this huge team that's here to help you and support you. So with that, I'm going to hand this to Brooks, who's going to give us a product demo.
Well, thank you very much, Assaf, for the insightful overview and for teeing up Turno so well for me to take over with the product demo. Your introduction has perfectly highlighted how our platform can help streamline day-to-day cleaning management. And like you said, the whole goal here is for it to be hands-off as possible. And the reality is that's what it feels like. I mean, I talk to property managers and hosts every single day, and they give me feedback all the time. And they say, hey, Brooks, I'm really able to set it and sort of forget it. And so that's great. And I'd also like to just welcome everybody to Turno. I know a lot of you are newer to the company. I have the privilege every single day of collaborating with new hosts and property management companies. It's a role I honestly really enjoy as it allows me to see firsthand the positive impact Turno has on operations and team collaboration with the different hosts, and the property management companies. So I extend that warm welcome. We understand that many of you are fairly new to Turno, and we're thrilled to have you here. So today I'm excited to take you through a live demonstration of Turno. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how our platform can drive productivity and efficiency for your business. So I'm going to share my screen right now. There we go. Fantastic. So this is Turno. Like I said, all of you guys have onboarded and are roughly familiar with the tool, but I wanted to highlight some key parts that might make your day-to-day even easier, help you streamline a few more processes, save a ton of time, and then really just wipe out the cleaning management side of things and make your days a lot easier so that hosts and property managers alike can focus on growing their businesses rather than deciding, oh, who's going to do this clean today and who's doing the one tomorrow, right? So that's the goal here. So this is Turno. As a lot of you are familiar, we have a lot of different tabs on the left-hand side. It's organized very well, very easy to operate and run through. Everything's pretty self-explanatory. I want to start today on the cleaner search because this is definitely something that sets us apart from other cleaning management softwares in the space. We provide the world's largest marketplace of cleaners, and they're all vetted. They all go through an internal vetting process. They're all background checked regularly. And what that allows us to do is connect you with cleaners all around the world. So that way you can effectively build out your team, whether you're just getting started for the first time or looking for new primary cleaners, trying to find new backup cleaners, or expanding into new markets. So in any of those situations, it can be a really great fit. So all you have to do is put in a cleaner search. This is one we have already open right here, a little property in Miami. And we can see bids, and these are bids from prospective cleaners in the Miami market. And so I can click into them, and it's going to show me some quick information on those cleaners. Here we got them right here. Fantastic. Some of them will have additional qualifications. So some will have additional licensing, bonding, liability insurance. All of that can be, they're getting that information. A lot of the time that means they're representing maybe cleaning companies, but you can go through these bids and click in, and you're going to get the cleaner profile. And this is going to highlight the experience level of the cleaners and how reliable they are. So we have Karmon here, for example. She has 18 reviews, 17 5-star, only 1 4-star. So really good service thus far. She's done 420 cleans through Turno, very close by to my property, just 0 miles away, actually. We can see a message from the cleaner. We can see the cleaner's bio. And then if I like the profile of that cleaner based off of that preliminary fit, all I have to do is hit this button, accept bid, and add to my team. And that opens up communication with that cleaner for me to then do expectation setting, interviews, pricing negotiation. And then from there, I can determine if they're a good fit. After that, we'll move into the My Team tab, and this is where you'll organize your team. A lot of you have gone through this process, I'm sure, but for those of you that haven't, this is where you'll organize that team. So you would see that cleaner here, and you can make assignments. You can either assign that cleaner as the primary when you're ready, and the primary is the first person that receives the notification prompting them to accept a clean whenever a booking comes in from your PMS or Airbnb. And if they decline it for whatever reason, then it opens it up to the backups. And a question I get a lot is, how many backups can we have? You can really have as many as you want. We want to make sure nothing falls through the cracks, right? So this is where you can organize your team. And then right here, this button, this one's really important as well. This is where you can invite your existing cleaning staff onto Turno. So that way they have the option to take advantage of all the automation, and you can distribute all those cleans automatically with them as well. So that's the flow of kind of building out your team. After that is where it becomes really, really hands-off, as Assaf was mentioning. So I'm going to highlight the schedule view. This schedule here, we can see our 4 properties, for example. We can see our reservations being pulled in from Airbnb on this calendar view. And we can also see the cleans. These cleans are automatically created based off the configurations you set inside of Turno whenever a booking comes in. And it's going to send that clean to the primary cleaner, prompting them to accept that clean. In this case, I've made myself the cleaner on this project right here, because later on I actually want to show you guys on the cleaner side what it's going to look like, and I'll show that here in a second. But this is the full automation. Now, some of these don't have teammates because I'm in a demo account, so it's not fully live, but for you guys, it would be automatically distributed, and those primaries would be inclined to accept. And if not, if maybe they're double booked or not available, it opens it up automatically to the backups. So it's all hands-free. Fantastic. So that's the flow of the distribution of calendars and scheduling. After that, there's a lot of quality life improvements we can add to the day-to-day operations of the cleaning management side of property management companies and hosts. And that's through, once the cleaner gets to the property, they're going to be able to go through your custom checklists, which you can organize right here where it says My Checklist. What's really cool is we have a database of commonly shared checklists across all Turno users called popular checklists. And so you can come into here, click into one, and if it kind of fits your style and maybe you like how it's been formatted, you can hit this button right here, Add to My Checklist, and then you can edit, add, and remove whatever you need to from that checklist. You can even add photo expectations to these checklists and make it mandatory for the cleaners to also take a photo of those items. So that's the checklist. In addition to that, the cleaners will also have access to your inventory. And so some really nice inventory tracking functionality here. And I'll show you what it looks like on the cleaner side here in a second. But on your side, what you can do is specify the different inventory items in your property and assign them to them as either a price number threshold of when you want the cleaner to report it, or for them to give you estimates, which is like, oh, the coffee pods are super high or they're in between or super low, right? And that's how you can have the cleaners track that inventory for you, in addition to them going through your checklist at the property. If there ever are inventory related concerns, those will show up here in the problems tab, right here. So these are highlighted by the cleaner. Oh, the shampoo's running out, coffee pod's running out. And then also, this is where the cleaner on their end can report damaged and broken items. And then I'll come here. Oh, my ice maker's not working. That's unfortunate. And they'll upload a photo and description of the broken item.
And one of the cool things here, Brooks, if you can show them, you can assign a problem to an external teammate. So let's say that there is a plumber that you work with or an electrician that you work with. Um, Unlikely that they will create a Turno account. So you can just share that problem with them through SMS or email, and they'll be able to resolve it from their phone, even without having the Turno app. And then you can save those contacts so that you can, with one click, just forward issues to your, professional. Um, and guys, as we're going through this demo, feel free to, ask uh, particular questions about any features you're interested in, and we'll do our best to show them more in depth as time allows.
100%. That's great insight, Assaf. I appreciate that. And that's the problems tab. So great functionality there of organizing what needs to be taken care of in the properties day by day. Now, I will highlight the dashboard. Now, Turno, like we've mentioned, is very hands-off. A lot of these processes are automated for you, but every once in a while, you might want someone from your team to check in, see how things are going. So on this dashboard is a good way to accomplish that goal. You can see projects today, projects next 7 days, projects next 30 days, and it's going to bring to attention certain properties that might require your attention, like maybe a cleaner hasn't accepted those turns yet, or there's existing problems on properties. These could be inventory or damaged items or missing items, for example. And so a great way just to get that bird's eye view into the day-to-day of the cleaning management side of things. Fantastic. So that is Turno. In addition to this, there are some more configurations and settings that you can personalize to make it a little bit more configured to your business and the way you like to operate. But what I'd like to do now is actually move over and share the cleaner side of things. 1 second, because people ask me about it all the time. What does it look like? There we go. Found it. Perfect. So it might be a little small on your screen, but you can zoom into this. But what we're looking at is the cleaner app that I'm simulating from my phone. This is the home page, and this is my own cleaner account. And I can see Nick's house, which was the property we were just looking at, actually. I have a clean today from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's just timing things that I configured myself. Generally, it would be normal based off the configurations you set. But I can click into that task, and I can see details about the clean, how to access the property, key lock code. As you can see, it's all pretty straightforward stuff. It's not very hard for our cleaners to adopt this software. We have tens of thousands of them that have already done so. And then we can say, ready to start this project down at the bottom. I would hit yes. Perfect. And then this is what it'll look like on the cleaner side. So they're going to be able to see your checklist, cleaning images. They can report problems here, leave you notes, and then of course check the inventory. And so if I click into checklists, here I can see that mandatory checklist. Upon arrival, you can see the mandatory photos, and all I have to do is hit that little button on the checklist for that photo, and it'll prompt me to snap that picture. Super easy to workflow. And then once I've hit finish, and have gone through the inventory, I can complete that project. I'm good to go. And then that kind of tees up the last part of Turno, which saves people a ton of time, is the automated payments. Here at Turno, we're going to streamline and automate all those payments for you, make it super seamless. We also provide 1099s at the end of the year to all the cleaners, so you don't have to worry about any of those tax processes. Makes it super easy.
So as
And
you're completing the
yep.
project, we automatically charge your account and transfer the money to them on the spot. We don't hold it for any amount of time. So this is part of our philosophy. Eliminate all the manual processes, like waiting for an invoice, issuing payments, calculating hours, doing taxes. It just happens. So you only have to step in if there is an exception.
100%. Great insight, Assaf. Well, that's what I have for the demo today. Now, we do have some questions coming in, so let me highlight those. One second here. Oh, let me stop sharing my screen. Perfect. All right, let's get into those questions. We still have some time remaining. We have a question from Emily. What happens if my cleaner isn't available for my turnover? Do I get notified? Yes, 100%. So if your cleaner isn't available, you're going to get a notification that they've declined the clean, and then it's going to run through the backup cleaners, prompting them to accept that clean, so that way nothing falls through the cracks. Perfect. If you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out as well. All right, we have another question. Assaf, this might be a good one for you. This is a question from James. I'm located in France. Is Turno only available in the US?
So we have cleaners all over the world, also in France. So Turno is available in English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, German, and I think maybe there's something else, but so most of the languages in Europe. And then we also have a really cool feature coming up soon, which is going to automatically translate user-generated content to the language of your cleaner. So if you and your cleaner don't speak the same language, you can still collaborate. So for example, if your cleaner speaks Portuguese and you speak English, you can write your checklist in English and we will automatically translate it to Portuguese for that cleaner. If they write you a message in Portuguese, we can then translate it into English for you, and that works for any one of the languages that we support. So this is going to be live soon. It's not live right now, but I'm really excited about it.
That's exciting. Awesome. We have another question from Casey. How can I communicate specific details or requests with my cleaner? Very good question. So there's a few different places to communicate with the cleaners. The most primarily, it's going to be through the chat function. In the top right corner, you're going to be able to hit the chat bubble. and you can chat with all of your team very easily and effectively. Now, also, you can edit the projects. So if, let's say, you have maybe like a VIP guest and you have to do something specific for the turn, you can add that commentary and notes onto the project, and your cleaner will be able to see that on their end. And then the other way to communicate with them is to have an effective checklist that is very detailed and goes through the whole process. So no matter who's cleaning the property, whether it's a primary or one of your different backups, it's a consistent clean for you. Hope that helps. Okay, let's do another. We have a question from Steve. Can you talk a bit more about auto payments? Specifically, what if my properties have different payment details? Fantastic question. I mean, as we all know, a lot of property management companies are representing a lot of different owners, right? And so each one of your properties can have different payment methods if you want to set it up that way. And with the auto payments, as soon as the cleaner hits finish on their application, that's going to initiate the transfer of the funds from the account associated with that property to the cleaner's account. You're good to go, hands free. It's all automated, and then you're going to get that 1099 at the end of the year to save some time when it comes to taxes as well.
We got another question from Christina, which is, how does Turno get paid for this service? So this is how it goes. If you're using our marketplace cleaners, so there will be 5% platform fee tacked on to the project price. So if you get $100 bid, then you will get charged $105. And this is how we make our money. So I guess just a small correction. If you're using a bank account, it'll be $5. If you're using a credit card, it'll be $8. Um, so you get to use, the platform and save all this time and money. Get to leverage our marketplace, but we do have that, small transaction fee. Now, if you're using your existing team exclusively, then there is a subscription, and it is $6 a month on an annual plan or $8 a month on a monthly plan, and that is per property. And these are our fees.
Fantastic. I got a couple more Assaf as well. I got one from Juan. I use a PMS, but I read that I should add my Airbnb too. Will that create double bookings? No, it will not. So you're free to connect your PMS and Airbnb in addition to that. And we actually recommend connecting the Airbnb in addition to your PMS, because what that's going to unlock for you is a lot of quality control functionality. In Turno, in the quality center, and I can go ahead and share my screen where that's located right now, just so you can take a peek, Juan. There we go. So right here, the quality center, after setting up that Airbnb integration, you're going to be able to track the progress of the members of your team. So you'll be able to see their most recently cleaning related scores. And we're going to pull in from Airbnb all of those cleaning related reviews. So that way we can associate them automatically with your cleaners and you can track their progress. So some really cool quality control functionality there.
We have another question from Jimmy. Do I have to link the Airbnb calendar, or can I tell my cleaning team when to go and clean? Um, it sort of defeats the purpose not to link your Airbnb calendar, because then you have to do all this back and forth um, unnecessary texting. Um, if you want to create projects in the product itself, you can. It's called a manual project. You can create one, or like a one-off project, and then you can assign your cleaners to that project there. I don't recommend doing it, because then you're wasting your time doing things that can be and should be automated.
100%. Looks like we're at time. If anyone's questions weren't answered, we'll follow up with them individually.
So we have just a couple of things here. we wanted to give you guys a sneak peek into a feature that's coming out soon, which is called performance bonuses. And what this does, it pulls your Airbnb reviews into Turno, and then if you got a 5-star rating that includes a 5-star cleaning rating, then the cleaner that worked before that reservation will get a bonus that you define. Could be $5, $10, $20. That really help keeps your team motivated and aligned with your success. We've gotten this request from so many people that we just had to go and build it. I think it's a great way to motivate your team, and it's a great way to kind of share, the success with your team. It's optional; you don't have to do it, but I highly recommend you do because it will drive higher reviews and will prevent you from having to deal with bad reviews. So coming soon, we highly recommend it. And then in the notes, you have a free ebook that we wrote here in Turno together with some partners. I have the hard copy here with me. It's a beautiful book. You get a free download. It kind of goes through everything you need from a new host perspective, or if you're going to hear existing host, design, tools, pricing, and a lot of really good stuff that we wrote and together with a lot of industry partners. So make sure to take advantage of that. So with that, we're going to wrap unless there are any more questions. Let's just see here. I think we're good. So thanks everyone for your time. We're not going anywhere. We're staying. We are always available to talk to you, answer any of your questions, and feel free to contact us either through LinkedIn or through our 24/7 customer service. Appreciate it, everyone.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Have a good one.